It started on a Tuesday night, the kind of night where the silence feels heavier than usual, where even the hum of the refrigerator sounds ominous. I'd just gotten home from work, drained and irritable, and was pouring myself a glass of wine when my phone rang. Unknown number. I hesitated. Normally, I'd let it go to voicemail, but something made me answer. Hello? For a few seconds, there was only static. Then, through the crackle, came a voice I hadn't heard in nearly 4 years. Ethan? It's me. It's Emily. I froze. My heart stopped beating, or at least it felt like it. My hand gripped the phone tighter, as if it could anchor me to reality, because reality was suddenly tearing apart at the seams. My sister, Emily, had died in a car accident. A rainy October night, her car skidding off a bridge into a river. They never found the body, only the wreckage. We buried an empty coffin. I remembered the weight of that absence. Emily? My voice cracked. What is this? Who is this? There was a long pause. I heard her breathing, shallow and rapid, just like I remembered when we used to talk late into the night as kids. Ethan, listen to me. I don't have much time. You need to leave. Something's coming. What are you talking about? Emily, is this some kind of sick joke? No joke. I can't explain it all. I'm somewhere else. Somewhere wrong. They let me call you. Just once. You need to run. You need to leave the house right now. Don't ask why. Just go. The call dropped. I stared at the screen. Call duration, 1 minute, 47 seconds. My knees felt weak. I sat down on the floor, the wine glass slipping from my fingers and shattering. I didn't leave. Of course I didn't. I mean, how could I? It had to be a prank. Someone knew my sister's voice. Maybe an AI deepfake? A recording? But even as I tried to rationalize it, I knew deep down that it wasn't fake. The voice, the pauses, the way she said my name. Only she ever said it like that. That night, I didn't sleep. I sat on the couch with every light in the apartment on, watching the door. At 3:13 a.m., my phone rang again. Same number. I answered instantly. Emily? But this time, there was no voice, only static. Then beneath the static, something else. Breathing. But not hers. It was heavier, wet, like someone gasping through a throat full of water. Then a whisper. You shouldn't have stayed. I hung up. That was the first night. In the days that followed, the calls kept coming, always from the same unknown number. Sometimes I answered, sometimes I didn't. When I did, I'd hear things I can't explain. A child crying. The sound of metal scraping against concrete. Once I heard a voice I hadn't heard since childhood. Our dad, who died when we were kids. He was screaming my name over and over like he was being pulled away. The worst part? Emily never spoke again. Not clearly, at least. Sometimes I'd hear her humming, a lullaby she used to sing to me when I was little. I started to lose it. I stopped going to work. I covered all the mirrors in my apartment. I kept thinking I saw something moving just out of sight, a shadow in the hallway, a reflection that lingered 1 second too long. Then one night, I received an email. No sender, no subject, just a single sentence. Check the basement. I don't even have a basement. I live in a 4th floor apartment. But I used to have a basement at our childhood house. The house had been sold after Emily's death, but I still had the keys. I don't know why I went. Maybe I needed closure. Maybe I believed I could find her. Or maybe something deeper, something darker, was pulling me back. The old house hadn't changed. It was like stepping into a memory. Dusty furniture, peeling wallpaper, the scent of old wood and lost time. I stood at the top of the basement stairs for a long time before going down. The basement light flickered as I pulled the cord. There was nothing unusual at first, just boxes, old toys, rusty tools. Then I saw something I hadn't noticed before. A door, small, wooden, bolted shut. It had never been there before. I pried it open. Behind it, a narrow tunnel stretched into the darkness. I hesitated, then stepped inside. I don't know how long I walked down there. Time felt strange. The walls were damp, and the air smelled of earth and rot. Then the tunnel opened into a room. There was a desk, an old typewriter, a stack of papers. I stepped closer. The top sheet was a printed email from ethanjames.future@outlook.com to ethanjames@gmail.com. Subject: urgent. Body: run. She's not your sister. My blood ran cold. Suddenly behind me, I heard footsteps. Slow, deliberate. I turned. Emily stood there, but not the Emily I remembered. This one was wrong. Her eyes were black, void-like, her smile too wide, her skin pale and damp like she'd just climbed out of a river. "You didn't run," she whispered. I backed away, my legs trembling. What are you?" She tilted her head. A message. A warning. An echo. You weren't supposed to hear me, but you did. And now they're coming. Who's coming? She stepped closer. The ones who speak through the static. They used me as bait. I turned and ran. Through the tunnel, up the stairs, out of the house. I didn't stop until I reached the car and drove, heart pounding, all the way back to the city. That was 3 days ago. I haven't slept. The calls have stopped. But now, something worse has started. Every night at 3:13 a.m., my lights flicker, my phone turns on by itself, and I see her standing just outside the window, smiling, waiting. I blocked the number. I smashed the phone. It doesn't matter. She still finds a way to call. Last night, I picked up the landline. I don't even remember installing one, but it rang, and I answered. "It's too late now," she said. "You saw the message. You walked the tunnel. You let them through." I don't know what she means. I don't know what I've unleashed. But if you're listening to this, and you get a call from someone you lost, don't answer.